ever like stop and look at something like a screw and think, how did they even make these?
Right.
Maybe that's just me, but anyway, today we're looking at screw machine operators.
Yeah.
The people who, you guessed it, make those tiny little fasteners.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether you're trying to start a career in manufacturing or just want to know how these things work,
Absolutely.
understanding the industry is key, and that's where RoleCatcher comes in.
Yeah.
It's this free platform that explains different careers and also helps you find a job.
Right.
But first, we want to get a feel for the work itself using RoleCatcher's career guide.
What's interesting is how this job takes technical skills, but also a little bit of artistry.
Okay, I like where you're going with this. Tell me more.
So imagine setting up and working these super precise machines, basically carving screws out of metal.
Rah.
It's not just pushing buttons, you're troubleshooting, making adjustments, and making sure that final product is perfect.
So being good with your hands and paying attention to detail are definitely important. And RoleCatcher explains that a normal workday for this job means being in a factory, which can be loud, and you've got to wear safety gear. But it also seems like you have to solve problems and think on your feet when something goes wrong.
Exactly, and that keeps things interesting.
Yeah.
And while this job is hands-on and you're on your feet a lot, the career guide also points out the positives.
Yeah.
Things like, your job is usually pretty secure. You can make good money.
Which reminds me, I was reading the guide, and it's interesting. It's not just that it's a steady job, but why there's always a need for good machinists because, well, the world needs screws.
Exactly.
I mean, they're in pretty much every industry you can imagine.
Yeah, for sure.
And because there's such a demand, that also means there are chances to move up in your career.
Absolutely.
You might start as, a junior operator.
Right.
But then you could become a senior operator.
Right.
You might even end up supervising people.
Yeah, definitely.
Even talk about, like, what you can expect to get paid. It's actually really good.
Right. Yeah.
Especially as you get better and learn more specialized skills.
Yes, right.
So now that you know more about what a screw machine operator does, let's look at how RoleCatcher helps you actually find one of those jobs.
Yeah.
Because, trying to find a job these days, it can be really confusing.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And with computers doing so much of the work now,
right.
It's like you're not just competing with other people, you're up against the algorithms and all those systems companies use.
Yeah, for sure. It's tough.
It feels impossible to know what those systems are looking for.
Yeah, it's true. It's like guessing.
Right. That's where RoleCatcher can help.
That's right.
I like how they don't just show you a bunch of jobs.
Yeah.
They actually give you the tools to figure out how to find a job in this crazy digital world.
Yeah, that's smart.
You're not just hoping for luck. You're in control.
Exactly.
One of the coolest things I found on RoleCatcher was their jobs module. Now, I know you're probably thinking, oh, great, another job board. But wait, this is actually different.
It is, and it's smart how they do it. They pull in jobs from all different places.
Right.
Like all the big ones, Indeed, LinkedIn.
Yeah.
But also, like, smaller boards you probably never even see.
So it's like having everything in one place.
That's it. Exactly.
No more having like a million tabs open trying to remember where you saw that job you liked.
Yeah. And speaking of saving time.
Oh, tell me you have an even better trick than my million tabs.
They have this plugin. It's called RoleCatcher. Catcher.
Oh.
It's amazing. Let's say you're, just looking online and you see a job that looks good.
Yeah.
You just click once and it's saved to your RoleCatcher account.
That is really handy.
Right. No more digging through your history trying to find that page again.
Ugh, the worst.
Right.
Okay, that's awesome. But what about actually applying for the jobs?
Right.
That always feels like the hardest part.
Yeah, I get it. That's where RoleCatcher, honestly, it really shines.
Okay.
They have this, it's a CV and resume builder and analysis tool. It is so helpful.
When I first saw that, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Like, can a computer really understand how a resume is supposed to be?
I had the same thought, but how it works is actually pretty amazing.
So how does it work, this whole AI thing with a resume?
So first you just upload, your resume, and then RoleCatcher's AI looks at it, and at the same time, it looks at those jobs you're interested in.
Right.
It picks out those important skills, the keywords, all that.
Okay.
It'll tell you if there's anything missing, or maybe something you should change,
It's like having someone else check it, but someone knows exactly what employers are looking for.
Exactly. And it's not just like finding typos.
Yeah.
Although it does that too. It's more like
making
sure your resume is saying things the right way, using the right words.
Oh.
So it highlights all the best stuff, the skills and experience that actually matter for the jobs you want.
That makes sense. It's like you could have all the right stuff.
Exactly.
But if your resume isn't written the way these computer systems want to see it, You might never even get a chance.
Totally. And here's the best part. After it analyzes everything, RoleCatcher actually gives you ideas on how to make it better.
Oh, wow.
Like it might say to add some specific words, maybe change the order of things, or even like put in numbers to show your accomplishments, make it more concrete.
So it's not just telling you what's wrong, it's telling you how to fix it.
Exactly. That's what's so helpful.
Yeah, I like that.
Well, and I haven't even told you the best part.
There's more.
So RoleCatcher gives you a score, like a grade, based on how well your resume matches what the job needs.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like a little sneak peek to see if your resume is good enough to even get noticed by those systems.
That's amazing. So you know if it needs work even before you apply.
Exactly. And if it's not quite there yet, you can just keep working on it, Use RoleCatcher's feedback until you feel good about it.
I love that. It puts you back in control.
Exactly.
But what about interviews? Can RoleCatcher help with that part?
Actually, yes. And it's really good at it. It's actually one of the things I like most about it.
Tell me more, because interviews, those are always scary.
Okay, so imagine this. They have this whole database, right? It has over 120,000 practice interview questions.
Wow, seriously.
I know, it's a lot.
That's a lot of questions.
It is, but it gets better. They're not just random questions.
Okay.
They're all organized by job type and industry. So they make sense.
So they're specific to what you'd actually be asked.
Exactly. And it's not just the questions.
Yeah.
RoleCatcher also tells you what the interviewer is looking for with each question.
Oh, that's smart.
Like, what are the mistakes people make, how to answer in a way that's really good, that kind of thing.
So you know what they want to hear.
Precisely. And if you want to, really get ready, they have this upgrade. It's called RoleCatcher Copilot AI.
Oh.
It's basically like doing a practice interview with a computer.
Really?
Yeah, it gives you feedback on how you sound and even helps you come up with better answers.
It's like having your own interview coach.
I know, right?
That is so cool.
The whole point is to help you do your best, whether it's on your resume or in the interview.
Well, I have to say, I am really impressed with RoleCatcher. It's not every day you see something that not only explains different careers, but also has all these tools to help you get hired.
Absolutely.
So whether you're just starting to think about working in manufacturing or you've been doing it a while and want something new, you should really check out RoleCatcher.
For sure.
You never know. It might be just what you need to find that next great job.
I think so too.